In this video, we're going to answer the question, should you hire a Bulldog divorce attorney? Hi, I'm Sean Palmer, and I've been practicing family law for 18 years in the Harris and Galveston County areas of the great state of Texas. And I want to answer today the question, should you get an aggressive attorney, or what I call a Bulldog attorney? Well, there are 4 points I'd like to make about that. The first point is that although you might not be experienced with hiring an attorney, aside maybe from getting a traffic ticket cleared or something like that, you should understand that attorneys come in all kinds of flavors, in all kinds of different temperaments. And when you're involved in a divorce, the emotional side of you might want to make sure that you get an aggressive attorney because you feel that's in your best interest. Maybe you're upset and you want to make this high pay, or you just want to make sure that you have the most zealous advocacy, let's call it. Now, there's a couple things to think about before you just dive in and grab the most mean-spirited attorney that you can find. The first and probably the biggest point is that aggressive attorneys don't necessarily mean effective attorneys. Aggressive attorneys, if they are that by nature and not just sort of putting on an act, they are hard to make friends with in the courtroom. And why should you care about that? Well, because judges often don't have patience for aggressive tactics by attorneys, such as not willing to reset a hearing date when the other attorney's sick or has a legitimate reason to need that. And you don't want to get the judge on the bad side of your case and any negative feelings associated with you from what the attorney has done in the past in that courtroom. So a case is won with legal arguments, applying those to facts, not by aggressive tactics or tricks and things of that nature. And besides, playing games with procedural issues where the two attorneys should just agree is going to ultimately cost you money. The second point I want to make is that aggressive attorneys have a harder time reaching settlement ultimately. And although you may think at the inception of your case that your divorce is never going to settle, the statistics prove otherwise. 90% of cases that are brought to the divorce court wind up settling at some point in the stages. So an aggressive attorney is less likely to move your case in a settlement position if it's going to go there anyway. And even if the aggressive attorney will sit down at the mediation table, it will be very difficult for you to come to an agreement when the attorney is solely focused on the most aggressive format, which is litigation. Every attorney needs to be focused on the ultimate possibility of going to trial, but running up costs by being unreasonable in settlement and pushing a one solution fits all situation attitude is generally what you'll get with a Bulldog attorney. And ultimately you're going to wind up paying more fees and go through more hassle than you ultimately would, and then you may wind up settling anyway. So number 3, aggressive attorneys are often not realistic. A good attorney will help you understand the likelihood of you winning in court, and they'll weigh things and give you options. No attorney can tell you 100% what's going to happen with a judge, but a good attorney should know the judge, should have researched the judge, and know, all things being equal, this is most likely to be the scenario. An aggressive Bulldog attorney doesn't think that way. They think they're going to fight it in one way, and they think that that's going to win every time. And we just know that's true. Experienced attorneys know that's not true. And so all that effort that you put towards fighting in the case, it's going to wind up not giving you the result that you want, even though the aggressive attorney is going to be telling you the whole way, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, and it's going to happen this way. If it's always an aggressive stance, then it's not going to happen that way. I'm not saying they're going to lie, but they got a skewed vision of what the truth is. And finally, fourth, An aggressive attorney will make it more difficult for you in the future. You know, at some point, the attorneys are going to be off the case. We're going to go away. And then you're left with whatever fallout has happened as a result. Particularly if you have children, getting an aggressive attorney with a no-holds-barred attitude, wants to salt the earth and just slash and burn. That kind of attorney will do exactly what you hired them to do, and that is to take the most aggressive stand. But now you're going to have to deal with a spouse that has been legitimately burned, not necessarily with a ruling, but just burned by a process because of the jet fuel that's been poured on them from your aggressive attorney. So getting agreements after the attorneys go away is going to be very hard. You might need to have some flexibility on custody visitation. You know, like right now with the COVID virus going around, you might need some flexibility about child support payments. You're not going to get any of that if you hire yourself a Bulldog aggressive attorney who has really just nuked the relationship between you and your ex-spouse. You may at the inception of your case not care about that, or you may feel that you don't care about that, but this is a process and you have to appreciate that at the end of the day you're going to have to deal with that person. So you might want to take a second look at the Bulldog aggressive attorney. Okay. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call, and we hope that you are judicious in hiring your attorney, but that you find the right fit for you. And if we can help in any way, you can give us a call, and if we're not the right fit, then we'll direct you where you could go. But be safe, and remember, at the Palmer Law Firm, we can't protect your heart, but we can protect your rights.